In today's video, we are going to look at how setting personal goals make you a great achiever, and watch to the end as I will share the secret to how to use visualization to achieve your goals. If you come to this channel, I do provide wisdom applicable to progress in any area of your life. Whether you watch the channel for advice in your love life, or whether you're here because you like the ways of thinking in general that you get from this channel, you are going to be able to apply this wisdom to anything you want to achieve this year. This video has been born out of the request of my Patreon member on www.patreon.com/realwisdom, who wanted me to cover on the topic creating personal goals. Achieving personal goals deserves a huge amount of celebration, but setting these goals in the first place is a massive achievement in itself. While the big goals serve as a destination, the journey is probably the most important part of the process. It reflects your progress, your growth, and your ability to take control and to steer your life towards a positive change. Whatever your goal is, whether it's losing 20 pounds or learning a new language, there will always be a set amount of steps that you need to take in order to achieve it. Once you've set your sights on the goal, the next step is to decide how you will get there. Before we go on, like this video and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Now let's dive into it. The aim of this video is to guide you through how to take action towards your personal goals in a way that will help you to achieve them strategically and successfully. Number one is to get very specific. When it comes to setting your personal goals, honing in on its specific is crucial for the success. It is common to have a broad idea of where you want to go or what you want to achieve, but this can sabotage your efforts in the long run. Get clear on what you want your goal to look like so that you can create solid steps towards it. Say you have a vision of retiring early. This goal feels good to you, and you can envision fulfilling your days of work-free life with worldly adventures and time with loved ones. If retiring early is a serious personal goal for you, you will need to insert a time frame. So your goals are changed from "I'd like someday to retire early and travel the world" to "I am going to retire by 50 years and travel the world." I believe you can see that difference. It may not seem significant, but creating this tweak in your goal by specifying the definite time will help create a structure and the steps needed to achieve it in a more purposeful way. Number two, identify the preparation you need to achieve your goal. It is easy to set personal goals and excitedly yet aimlessly move towards them. But this way of going about achieving goals will only leave you lost and feeling like you have never achieved them. You have to really think about what you need to do in order to make this goal possible. It's all very well wanting it to happen, but if you just sit back and hope you will get there one day, you will likely never achieve your desired outcome. Self-managing your goals is a crucial step in the process. This involves taking control of your goal, owning it, and making sure you are in a great position to make it happen. In this early retirement example, this will mean that you need to think about your financial situation. What your finances ideally need to look like if you were to retire early and travel the world. How much money will you need to put into your retirement fund to retire at 50? How much extra savings will you need to support your travels? You could also start researching the places you would like to travel to and how long you would like to travel for. Outlining these factors will only make your goals seem more tangible, but also create a mind shift one of forward motion. Seeing the steps more clearly will help you make a more useful plan of action and seeing your goal as a reality. Number 3 is to break down each step into more manageable goals. The secret to achieving your personal goals is to create smaller goals within each step and take action on them. Remember, you're looking for progress, no matter how small it may seem. These small steps will build up the great you to the top. By doing this, you also make the whole process much less daunting and overwhelming. In the early retirement scenario, there are several smaller goals that you could implement here. Decide to make an appointment with a financial advisor, asking what financial options will be available to you if you were to go into early retirement and travel the world. Get advice on how much you will need to top up for your funds in order to reach your goal on time. Set up and start and make payments into the retirement fund. Research savings accounts with good rates of interest and commit on depositing a certain amount each month. Make sure you meet with your financial advisor each year to make sure your retirement plan remains the best one for you. Research new savings accounts to move your money to reap the best returns in interest rates. Start investing in travel books, building up of library that covers where you want to go. Think about starting the language course that will help you to get most out of your traveling experience. Number 4, get started on the journey. Creating a personal planner in which you can start writing down your next steps is where the magic happens. This is where the real momentum towards your personal goals starts. Create a schedule and start by writing and when you will start the first step and on which day. Commit to completing this small task and feel the joy of crossing it off your list. Do this in every little step until your first mini goal has been reached. In the early retirement example, schedule in a meeting with a financial advisor. As I mentioned before, it may seem so much of a small step, but it's a momentum that's the most important element here. Once you cross this off, you can focus on the meeting itself. Then once that's taken care of, you are in a position to start a profitable retirement fund, and so the momentum continues. You are now on your journey to achieving your dream goal and experiencing your personal development in the process. Number 5, create an annual review. Taking a step back and reviewing your progress is essential for keeping yourself on the right track. Sometimes you can be moving full steam ahead towards, but missing the opportunities to improve the process or even reevaluate your feelings towards the goal. Nominate a day each year to sit down and take a look at your progress. Celebrate your achievements and how far you've come, but also think about the changing of any of the remaining steps in light of new circumstances. Has anything changed? Perhaps you've got promotions at your place of work and you feel you can add more to your monthly savings, or you've started your own business and now your income is more. Do you still feel the same about your goal? It's normal for our desires to change the time, and our personal goals need to reflect this. Perhaps you'd like to take someone new with you to your travels, and you need to take this into account regarding the timelines, and there are new steps that you want to add and start on as a result. Remember, reflection is a useful tool to realigning your goal to any changes during the personal growth, and it is important to keep the right trajectory towards it. The bottom line, having personal goals gives you purpose and feeling of becoming a better version of yourself. But it's the smaller steps within these big goals that the growth and the achievement really lies. Keep going and always have the end goal in sight. Remember why behind your life goals throughout to keep you motivated and positive. So, as promised, how do you use visualization to achieve your goals? Visualization should not be confused with the think it and you will be it. Advice peddled by popular self-help gurus. It is not a gimmick, nor does it involve dreaming or hoping for a better future. In life and work, success begins with a goal. It could be losing weight or asking for quitting smoking or starting your own business, big or small. Goals give us like a compass, keep us headed in the right direction. Of course, it takes lots of hard work and determination to reach your destination. Writing over 2,000 years ago, Aristotle described the process this way. First, have a definite, clear, practical idea, a goal and objective, and second, have a necessary means to achieve your ends. Wisdom, money, materials, and methods. Third, adjust all the means to that end. Unfortunately, many of us remain stuck at the goal stage. We start out with a goal, intentions, and perhaps a plan, but then we can't seem to make it happen. There are countless reasons that this occurs. By busyness, impatience, fear, and negative social pressure are some of the usual culprits. So, how do we respond to these challenges and move in the directions of our goal? Seeing is believing before we can believe in a goal. We first must have an idea of what it looks like. To paraphrase an old adage, we must see it before we believe it. This is where visualization comes in, which is simply a technique of creating a mental image of future event. When we visualize our desired outcome, it begins to seem possible to achieving it. Throughout visualization, we can catch a glimpse of what it is in the words of one writer. The preference future, when this happens, we are motivated and prepared to pursue our goal. Visualization should not be confused with a think it and you will be it advice peddled by popular self-help gurus. It is not a gimmick, nor does it involve dreaming or hoping for a better future. Rather, visualization is a well-developed method of performance and improvement. It's supported by substantial scientific evidence and used by successful people across a range of fields. Take athletes for an example. Studies show that visualization increases athletic performance by improving motivation, coordination, and concentration. It also aids in relaxation and helps to reduce fear. In the words of one researcher, visualization helps the athletes just to do it and to do it with confidence, poise, and perfection. Former NBA great Jerry West was a great example of how this works. Known for hitting shots at the buzzer, he acquired the nickname when asked what accounted for his ability to make these big shots. West explained that he had rehearsed on making those same shots countless of times in his mind. Other sports legends like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Tiger Woods and pitcher Roy Halladay also used visualization to improve on their performance and achieve their personal best. Why does visualization work? You see, according to research, by using brain imagery, visualization works because neurons in our brains, those electrical excitable cells that transmit information, interpret imagery and equivalent to real-life action. When we visualize the act, the brain generates an impulse that tells our neurons to perform the movements. This creates a new natural pathway, clusters of calls in our brain that work together to create memories or learned behaviors that primes our body to act in a way consistent to what we imagine. All this occurs without the actual performing of physical activity, yet it achieves a similar result. Putting it all together, remember this: you don't have to be an elite athlete to benefit from visualization. Whether you are a student, you are a business person, a parent, or a spouse, visualization will keep you tethered to your goal and increase your chances of achieving it. The power of visualization is available to all people. There are two types of visualization, each of which serves a distinct purpose, but for the greatest effect, they should be used together. The first method is outcome visualization and involves envisioning yourself on achieving your goal. To do this, create a detailed mental image of the desired outcome using all your senses. For example, if your goal is to run your first marathon, visualize yourself crossing the finish line in time you desire. Hold that mental image as long as possible. What does it feel like to possess under the finishing banner? Looking at your watch and the cool air, the overheated body. Who is there to greet you as you finish? Your family, your friends, or other runners? Imagine that excitement, satisfaction, and the thrill that you'll experience as you walk off the lactic acid and fall exhausted into their arms. Some people find it useful to write their goal down and then, in as much detail as possible, they translate it into visual representation. It could be a hand-drawn picture, a photograph, or a diagram. The media doesn't matter, just as long as it helps you to create a vivid mental image and stay motivated. The second type of visualization is process visualization. It involves envisioning each of the actions necessary to achieve the outcome that you want. Focus on completing each of these steps you need to achieve your goal, but not on the overall goal itself. Let's get back to the marathon example. Before the race, visualize yourself running well, legs pumping and the pistons, arms relaxed, breathing controlled in your mind, and break the course into sections and visualize how you will run each part, thinking about gate and split time. Imagine what it will feel like when you hit the wall, that point of the race where your body wants to stop, and more importantly, what you must do to break through it. You may never run a marathon. However, you can use the same principle to achieve any goal that you want. Create a vivid mental picture of yourself succeeding, envisioning what you must do during each of the steps in this process. And like a runner, pushing through the wall, and use positive imagery to stay focused and motivated when you experience obstacles and setbacks. Visualization does not guarantee success. It does not provide the hard work and practice, but when combined with diligent effort, and I will add a strong support network, it is a powerful way to achieve positive behavioral change and create the life that you desire. So, what is procrastination and how do we stop it? Have you already tried different tips to try to gain motivation and outcome? Procrastination, these tips can work up to a point until they don't and you fall back into square one. Every time you procrastinate, your motivation and confidence level drops even more. It is a downward spiral that will make you feel stuck and powerless to overcome. We don't deliberately procrastinate. It is a habit that we fail to let go of. We need the willpower and the drive to let go the habit of procrastination. So, what is procrastination? P.S. Steele, the author of the book Procrastination Equation: How to Stop Putting Things Off and Start Getting Stuff Done, define procrastination in this way. 1. Procrastination is a voluntary delay of intended course of action, despite the expecting to be worse off for the delay. In other words, procrastination is doing more pleasurable things in place of the less pleasurable ones. Their end result is that important tasks are put off to a later time. Delaying action or making a choice is a form of procrastination. For example, people who procrastinate have a week to complete a task but keep putting it off until the very last minute, even if they intend to begin working on it earlier. A lack of self-control leads to procrastination, which is often related to the mental condition known as acrasia, which is when one acts against their better judgment to avoid doing something important. Procrastination stems from a psychological perspective where short-term mood repair and emotional regulation, instant gratifications, are prioritized over long-term performance and well-being. To put it another way, when procrastinators are reluctant to take on the task because they are anxious to find it tedious, they postpone it to avoid experiencing negative emotions and the here and now. Procrastination can also be exhibited by disconnection from one's future self. Even if they are aware that this is not that, people still believe that any happy or unpleasant results they may encounter in the future will be experienced by someone else. When it comes to procrastination, this means that the perspective of incentives or punishment drives them. What happens when you procrastinate? Procrastination it drags your progress and it makes you unable to get anything done. If you procrastinate, you will lose your precious time and blow opportunities. Let me share some of the reasons why procrastination takes a toll on your productivity and performance. It lowers performance. Whether in relationship, academics, or work, a person who procrastinates cannot give their true potential, not because that they are slackers, but because they lack the perfection. Over planning or just not being in the right headspace makes it difficult to start the right time, and certain unrealistic expectation worsen the quality of input and effort put into a task. Consequently, one turns out to be exhausted and worn out and dissatisfied with their contribution or to relationship, academics, or work. Secondly, you lose time and miss opportunities. It takes something to realize that time you spent procrastinating was a golden time of opportunity that you just lost. Procrastinators don't take advantage of opportunities and the chances when they are fresh and relevant. Too late, they realize the gig that they are planning off for some other time is going to cause a great deal of stress and regret. So neither does loss of time return, nor does the opportunity. Realization of the importance of time is crucial to beat procrastination. They suffer from low self-esteem. Since procrastination kills productivity in highly capable and efficient people, the hastily finished end product or project may have a person doubt their true potential. These feelings of incomplete may root in the vicious cycle of procrastination and not the lack of ability. Your perfectionist mind may put off important things. in order to not mess them up. But last minute hustles worsen your state of mind. You may begin to doubt yourself and feel less confident about things that you are passionate about. Thirdly, you start taking the wrong decisions. Procrastination is seen by psychologists as an emotional reaction that makes decision more difficult and future tasks more complex. Every decision that we make comes in a degree of uncertainty. We experience fear faced with uncertainty because our brains are programmed to avoid it. If you don't do something to combat our fear, it will begin to paralyze us. Your procrastination occurs when you put off tasks because it appears too difficult. And the repercussion, if we don't complete it, outweigh the effort required to do so. Before we forget, like this video and hit on the subscribe button. If you're watching from a different platform, kindly search for Real Fresh Wisdom on YouTube and hit the subscribe button to keep receiving quality content of this nature. If success in life and relationship is something that you are passionate about, finally, procrastination is a bad habit that many of us fail to get over or simply don't know how to overcome it once and for all. After watching this video, you should have gained the insight of how to break our procrastination loop and start getting things done. Now it is time to put the learning into action. Take the right action today and stop procrastinating. We have looked at how setting personal goals makes you a great achiever, the power of visualization in addition to what is procrastination and how to stop it. This is not everything that you need to know as you want to watch the video how to develop a stronger goal setting mindset on this channel. One of the aspects that I like to share with you is that if you want to succeed and be an achiever, remember this: you have set your goals, you must write your goals down. Once you've written your goals down, you move to the second step, which is a visualization. And visualization comes in two particular stages. The first stage of visualization, make sure you look at the end picture. Where will you be? How will it feel? How are you going to be when you've achieved this particular goal? Then the second part of the visualization is you break down into small achievable steps how you're going to reach to the place that you want to go to. Once you've done this, it will break on that vicious cycle called procrastination, and this shall never be found. Why? Because you have your goals written down, you have looked at where do you want to be, then you have looked at a step by step process and how you're going to be able to monitor your achievements as you reach on the place that you want to be. And by this, you would have broken the evil and cast out this demon called procrastination out of your system, and you'll be able to achieve your goals and keep winning. Until next time, see you in the next one.